Okay, I don't think anybody can see me. I think I'm going to restart this. All right. So, my name is Teresa Micheletti, and this is called Take What Rings True. So, this site is a site for spiritual thoughts. And today's spiritual thoughts are about magic. So, um, my name is Teresa Micheletti. I think I already said that. I was reading a book. A friend suggested I actually read a fiction book because I've been having a little stress in my life. So I was reading a trilogy called Dragonheart, and there's a lot of magic in this book. People do hands on healing and heal people, and there's dragons, and there's fairies, and there's lots of magical people, elves, and all sorts of things. Anyway, I was thinking how interesting it is that these people do magic. And then I finished a chapter and I went to the door and I started putting platinum columns in the corner of the house. And I asked for angels to be in the corner of the house to protect it. And then I buried the whole property in earth. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm doing magic too. You know, um, there's a saying about if you only have faith, and we don't see God usually, but we can believe in God. Well, we don't see a lot of the things that we use that are magic, but we call on them. I've talked about using God's rays. I've talked about using spiritual lights. Well, those are all like magic. If you're having a yucky day, you can ask for sky blue light of tranquility to surround you, and it calms you down. If you want healing, you can ask for emerald green light to be around you, or saffron orange, that color that monks wear. And that light, that frequency of energy helps to heal. That's all magic, or what I consider magic. And healing, the characters in the book that were healing people were doing it with hands on healing. I can do hands on healing. You could do hands on healing. Rahim, one of my mentors, said we should all be doing hands on healing, even if you're only healing yourself. You ask for the power of God, the light of God, to come through you, through your hands, and heal people, heal yourself. You can also ask for an angel of healing to come help you. But that's rather magic. It isn't like something you can go to Kmart and get. And it isn't something you usually read in a book, but these are all spiritual things that are like magic. We don't see the light coming. Actually, some people probably do see the light. In my mind's eye, I can see the light if I put emerald green around somebody. I was doing healing, crystal healing, a couple of weeks ago, and I could, in my mind's eye, see spheres of emerald green light where the people still needed to be healed after they were going to leave me, because it was only going to be 10-minute sessions. It was like a sampling at a summit, a healing summit. Anyway, it is rather like magic. And if the more spiritual you are, the more psychic you become. And a lot of times you know things that other people don't know. You intuit, you have infusion that your guides give you, angels give you information that help you through your life. And that's rather magical too. So I think that we are surrounded by magic, but we never think about it. We don't think about it as magic. You know, you call your best friend that you haven't talked to in 2 months, and your best friend says, "Oh, I was just thinking of you. I really needed to talk to you." Well, that's rather like magic, is telepathic energy. And we're all energy. We are all interconnected, even though in life, we're a human being here and a human being here and a human being here. And we think of ourselves as totally separate. But actually, we're pretty connected. Have you ever walked into a room and you just felt like, whoa, this is not good energy. This is not happy. Or you walk into a room and you feel joyful. Well, that energy is rather magical. And you can create more positive light. Remember, I was looking at a Facebook little posting, and it showed all these people. And then you see one person that's like filled with light walks in, and then everybody around them gets more light, more light, more light, more light, more light. And the light spreads. That's what happens when you are a light, which anyone who's listening to this is probably a light. When you walk into the room, you bring your light with you and you lighten the room. Now, I talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again. The angels taught me to think of a musical sound, and I do da-da-da-da, like I think of angels blowing their trumpet, da-da-da-da, and I raise my vibration. And then when I go in places like Kmart, Walmart, or Costco, wherever, I am supposed to raise my vibration and then do da-da-da-da. And that's an announcement to the building that everybody needs to come up to your high vibration and not you go down to theirs. Because what was happening was I was just like tanking, like I'd be fine. And then I go into one of those buildings with lots of people and my energy would just drop. And one time I was driving back home from one of those places and I just started crying. My energy was just so low. So before you enter, it could be any room. You enter a meeting, you enter your office, you enter your school, raise your vibration, and then think of a musical sound. I have a friend who plays a gong in her head and then goes into the building or the room or wherever. And everybody's vibration comes up to yours. So you don't feel bad. People who are empathic a lot of times have trouble going into buildings. And one reason is they feel everybody else's energy. But if they would raise their vibration, that would help to like filter through stuff. So, magic. You have the ability to do lots of magic. There's a lot of spiritual tools that are like magic, from hands-on healing to protection to like helping people to be more truthful, helping them to see the light. So if somebody is not speaking the truth, say you're going to a court case. So I was going to court because my uncle's lawyer was a crook. Anyway, we were going to court. So I put purple light. You could put a purple sash around his mouth. So he spoke the truth. He spoke what was really happening. And I remember when I was in Hawaii one time, I went to one of those timeshare meetings and I didn't want to hear all the gobbledygook, stuff. I want the truth. So the salesperson kept saying, well, to tell you the truth, well, to be honest with you, well, putting purple light around him literally made him tell the truth and be honest. And sometimes you need to do that, where you need somebody to be forthright and not playing games. I was working with somebody the other day and they were just dilly-dallying and not approaching the truth at all. So I put a mirror up so they could see what they were doing, not a real mirror, an ethereal mirror. And I put purple light around them. And so they were speaking the truth. Sometimes I do that for I'll say, whenever this person, X, whenever X thinks of me or thinks of this situation, they'll have purple light around them and mirrors facing in so that they speak the truth and use the truth, which is very helpful sometimes. It's like, I don't want to play games. I just want to get through it. I have enough going on without people playing games. So we have so much magic that we can use, what I call magic. It's amazing to me. We have all these spiritual tools, lights, tools of protection. I mean, putting on ethereal armor, Joan of Arc's armor, King Arthur's armor, just thinking of that helps to protect you. And knowing that it's possible to have around you. Put a platinum column, a silvery platinum column. That's the color. And it's like a triangle shape, like a column, but the sides are a triangle. You put that over someone and it protects them. It helps them to feel better. It can heal them. If you put it over someone who's very negative, do it when you're not right next to them because they may get all upset because you're putting positive light over them. But I told that story before where I was sitting at a TGIF, I think it was, and I wasn't talking for once. So I'm sitting there. And so I put platinum columns on everyone that was there. And the next day, one of the people that was there was in a brand new car, and a bus crashed into the car and crunched it. And the bus driver got out because he thought he'd killed the guy. He got out, walked very slowly over there. It was like, oh no. And my friend had some bruises and some cuts. That's it. The car was crunched, but he was not. He was protected by that platinum column. I know it. So it's amazing what we can do, that we could put protection around people. We can ask for angels to be around them. We can send people to a healing lab. There's healing labs on the other side. We can call on healing angels to heal people. Of course, their higher self, their soul has to agree to it. If they want to exit right now and go to the other side to heaven, and they don't want to be healed, then that's their soul's choice. But we can send healing to them. If they don't want healing, then somebody else around may want healing. And if their soul allows that, then they get the healing. We can send bubbles of love to everyone on earth. If somebody doesn't want it, it goes to the next person who does. You can send hope to everyone, which is something I like to do now, because right now a lot of people don't feel hope. And I read somewhere that, sending something positive like that is a glimmer. So you send like this bubble of hope to everyone in the world, and the people who want it, keep it. And the people who don't, it goes to the next person who does want it. And it just makes people feel better, even if just for a little moment, a glimmer of hope. And, some of these war-torn countries and some of the places where people are being taken advantage of, if they can feel hope for just a moment, that makes their life better. And you can do that so easily. You have the ability to have magical thoughts and send magic to people. I think of this now as magic. We have all these abilities, all these tools, all these things that we could be doing. So, if you do not recall what the spiritual lights do, go back to my YouTube video on spiritual lights. If you don't remember what the rays of God can do, like if somebody's depressed, send them an orange ray, which is the frequency of energy that helps people who are depressed to alleviate that. There's so many tools that we can use that a lot of times we don't think about it. But it's like magic. We call on a spiritual light and it makes people feel better. On an airplane, a lot of times little kids are crying. And often, if you just surround them with a blanket of sky blue tranquility, a lot of times they will just calm down and go to sleep. I need to do that for my niece. I forgot about telling my family about that. So that's another thing I can do. So you are a magical person. Even if you don't know it, even if you don't think about it, you have the ability to perform magic, things that people don't see and you can help with. You have tools to do that. You have the ability to do that, to help people and to heal people and to send them good feelings of joy or hope or love. You can send angels. You can send healing teams. If somebody's sick and the doctors don't know what's wrong, then you ask that a doctor be sent or a healer be sent, somebody be sent who can figure out exactly what needs to be done and how to do it so that they can be healed, they can be helped. So if there's a problem somebody's having and you can think of a spiritual way to help them, then it's like magic because you can intercede. And that's a wonderful thing. Magical you. So take time to consider the magic that you perform all the time. And I appreciate you doing it. So if you have questions, let me know. And it's been very nice visiting with you today. And I will see you next Wednesday with another topic to talk on Wednesday Live. So thanks. Bye. My name is Teresa Micheletti, in case that first part didn't show up. Bye.